Good morning, Uday and Bhargav. Today is Thursday, the 23rd of November, and here's the heads up brief for today. The productions consisted of a total of 83 issues. We covered 51 in the East Asia region, 29 in South Asia, and 11 issues in the EMEA region. I'm ready to give you a brief summary of the major developments of today's productions.
Hello, Mithma. Thank you for filling in for Basil. Let's look at the major issues today.
Sure, Bhargav. So, in East Asia Pacific, among the 34 developments we covered today, I will detail three major issues. In Indonesia, we have the arrest of four terror suspects apprehended in Riau. The arrests were revealed by the Counterterrorism Special Detachment 88 yesterday, and these arrests seem to have occurred on November 21. One suspect was reportedly planning acts of terror during the Christmas and New Year celebrations, which are upcoming in the following weeks. And the arrested suspect is associated with the Jama Ansharut Dawla network, and he is believed to have an accomplice who currently remains on the loose. Additionally, three other terror suspects were also arrested in Riau. Two of the suspects were from the RQ Jabal Noor network, and the other was from the Jama Ansharut Dawla network again. We covered this issue as a major development today.
Thanks, Mithma. So it's concerning that despite the overall decrease in terrorism, we still have plots in Indonesia. And the main pressing threat is from JAD, Jama Ansharut Dawla, even though the group has basically fragmented and become very localized, and their cells capabilities vary quite a bit. They still are present and they still have the aspiration to conduct attacks. There was recently a plot by some JAD members to conduct attacks for the February 2024 election. So let's keep a close eye on this because we could expect to see some sort of terror movement trying to activate cells in the coming weeks.
Sure,
Thanks.
they will keep an eye on that. Also in Jakarta, there were protests by a group of 8 village apparatus organizations in front of the Parliament building today. These groups are demanding the immediate revision and ratification of Village Law number 6 of 2014. Thousands of village officials have participated in today's demonstrations, and they were raising concerns about the legal certainty of the term of office for village heads. This has been proposed to change from 6 years to 8 or 9 years. We also released an advisory on this issue to our clients earlier today.
Thanks. One of the underlying issues here is if you extend the village head terms, you also create a culture where political power gets tighter within the hands of few. So there is a concern from more pro-democracy activists that this would serve to push back on some of the progress made in the Reformasi era. Let's keep an eye out for more protests and alert times on where they are. Thanks.
All right, Uday. Next up, in Australasia and the Pacific Islands, in Timor-Leste, the government has granted approval to Australia-based Woodside Energy and its partners to conduct a concept study for the development of the Greater Sunrise Fields. Details about this approval were released by Woodside Energy yesterday, and this concept study would allow the company and its partners to determine the best mode of transferring oil and gas from offshore fields.
Okay, we need to keep a close eye on this. The negotiations of this are crucial for Timor-Leste to ensure this it keeps getting money from its petrol fund to spur development for the next few decades. And this has been quite a tense issue. So let's see if they can resolve this. And let's keep clients updated. Thanks, Mithma.
Yes, so they will continue monitoring that. So in South Asia, I will be covering the major issues out of the 29 developments we covered today. So in India, the Samyukta Kisan Morcha, a collection of farmers' unions, will conduct nationwide protests from November 26th to the 28th. These demonstrations will be held to urge the central government to waive farm loans, provide minimum support prices, and help farmers sell their different products, and also to provide compensation to families of farmers who had died during past demonstrations.
All right. So the issue of farmer protests and the demands what they have made is not new. These are recurring issues. Every government every year will face them, and it is unlikely to end up in a bigger struggle. Unlike the farm protest 2 years ago when they tried to bring in new legislation in procurement and abolish the middlemen, and we can expect it to gain steam only if things become too political with the opposition parties joining them. But as we have seen in the last 10 years, the opposition is quite dormant and is not proactive. So let's monitor the situation for any untoward violence emanating from the protests. Thank you.
Of course, Bhargav. So for the EMEA region, I will be covering two of the major developments that we covered today. Concerning the ongoing conflict between Israel and Palestine, Israel's offensive is expected to continue as a humanitarian pause is expected today. Around 14,530 Palestinians and 1,200 Israelis have died as of now. Approximately 35,000 Palestinians and 3,500 Israelis have been injured. Over 1.5 million Palestinians have been displaced, and the Israel Defense Forces have continued with its offensive against Hamas. This is despite both sides having agreed to a 4-day pause in fighting.
Yes, that's a troubling update. They have agreed for a ceasefire, but Netanyahu doesn't seem to relent. There is dichotomy in that approach, but let's keep a closer eye and monitor the situation while supporting our clients. Thank you.
Yes, Bhargav. So, furthermore, in Yemen, Houthi militants yesterday said that ships of Israel's allies at the Bab al Mandab Strait in the Red Sea are legitimate targets. The militant group said that these ships could be targeted for supporting Israel in its offensive against Palestine. The strait is known to be one of the busiest shipping routes in the region, and it facilitates the transportation of about a fifth of the oil that is consumed globally. We have released an advisory message on this development to our clients.
All right. The very fact that they were able to capture a major ship liner using some of the advanced equipment, including a helicopter, as they have released a propaganda video on that. Uh, it also underlines the capability of such a non-state actor. They are allegedly being supported by Iran, but the hypocrisy and the dichotomy in it is that they do not have control over the entire country where they rule, that is Yemen, but still they want to get into a conflict with Israel, with whom they do not share a border, purely based of a solidarity based on religion. So it is a troubling development, and if they're able to have such an impact on a major international shipping line, this will the impact will be much wider. So let's monitor the situation on the ground around Red Sea and in Yemen.
Yes, thank you for those insights, Bhargav. And if you have no further comments, I think we can wrap up for today.
Thank you, Mithma. Nothing further from my end.
Thanks, Mithma.